Hi there, it's Mark here again, and welcome to part 2 of my build guide for the Lunchbox Evo on the CW01E chassis. In part 1 we finished off using all the parts in part bag A, so now it's time to crack open with parts bag B and get on with the build. So parts bag B starts at step 13, and so what we're going to need for that is the gearbox we put together in part 1. We're going to need these metal parts, so we've got MB4, which is a screw pin, your two little MA18 ball joints and your 82mm aluminium rod. So we'll just start by screwing one of those ball joints into the end of the rod, just loosely, and because it's metal upon metal I have put a little dab of the AG thread lock from Tamiya into the end of each of the ends of the rod. Simply get your gearbox and slide that into that hole there. It should be able to see the other end, and we're going to screw the other 5mm ball joint into the other end. Then what you're going to need to do is you need some pliers or 2 wrenches like this, and just nip them up against each other. Once you've done that, you need this plastic part A11, and that's going to mount to this ball joint that's in this plastic part here. So just offer the part up, get your screw pin, and hopefully line it up through that ball joint, through the plastic pieces. There it is, pivoting away. So we'll just get this tightened up, and that's the end of step 13. Step 14 looks quite straightforward. Again, you're going to need 2 more of those 22mm MB4 screw pins. We're going to attach this plastic part to the chassis with those screw pins, and we're also going to connect these 2 ball joints to the links that are already on the chassis. So let's just have a go. It shows in the diagram connecting the motor up, so I'm going to do that first. And you're going to get this link here, or this linkage, and I think we're going to push this in first. Hope you can see that right down there into the chassis, and then you can see that hole there. We're going to put in our screw pin, hopefully 1 in each side. So yeah, that's gone in okay. I'll just nip it up before I turn it over in case it falls out again. Turn the chassis around, get the other screw pin. It's going to go in this hole here. You can see that there. Just do that one up, and then all we've got to do is pop these linkages here onto the ball joints, 1 each side. So it's hard to press it on, I've got to say. Okay, then it should look something like this when you're finished. There we go. On to step 15, which is just securing the cables, and I don't think I need to do that in mine because there's hardly any cables in there, it's just the one. So on to step 16, which is attaching the lower links. First of all, you've got to make them up. It starts off with this piece A4, and you've got to put the MB5 ball joints into that plastic part, and then you've got to put the 2 screws, which are 3x32 and a 3x18. So here's one I've already made. They're both exactly the same, so they're the parts you need. I find the easiest way to get these ball joints in is just to put it on the bench and just pop it down. Nice and simple. And then you need your 3x18 in the left hand side. It probably doesn't matter because you could probably just turn it round, and then the longer 32mm goes in the other end. And you've got to screw these all the way as far as they'll go. And I don't know if it's necessary, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that in the box wrench, and I'm just going to make sure that that's nipped up, because it does say tighten fully, so this is as fully as I can get it. So with those 2 made up, we're going to now attach them to the gearbox. So the short screw goes into that hole there on that bracket. So make sure you screw this all the way home as far as it'll go again. and it does take a lot of screwing in. You might be better off if you've got an electric screwdriver for that. And the long screw goes into the hole there. That goes quite a far way down before you catch any material to make a purchase on with a screw. Okay, so that's fully done up now. So yeah, there you go, that's the one side done, and obviously just turn it round and repeat exactly the same for the other side. There you go, that's what it looks like when it's finished. And as you can see, the suspension on the new Lunchbox Evo is very funky indeed. Step 17 is attaching the steering linkage. First thing you want to do is get this part, which is F13, and as you can see it shows there, I've put the two 5mm ball joints into the bottom of it already. So once you've got those two in, you want to tip it over and align it the same as it is in the diagram, like so. And you want your third 5mm ball joint is going to go into the top hole there. So it should look like that when you've done. And it's just your 850 ball bearing, one in each side of that large hole there. And part F11, same again, I've already put the one ball joint in that hole there, and it's simply the same for the other side in the opposite hole. There you go, there's the two fitted. Then you need your shaft, which is 5x21, it's like a dark metal, dark grey metal, that goes in that hole. Just pop it in there. Then part F13, note the alignment, just pop that over that shaft. There you go. Then you've got the plastic cap, MA8, that's going to go and hold the top of that shaft. And we're just going to use the two outside holes to put in the small 8mm self tappers. It should look like this at the end of that step. Step 18 is nice and easy, it's just making up the steering rod. It says attaching it, but we've got to make it up first. So just a couple of these 5mm ball ends. You've got your little 3x18 threaded shaft, and basically like we've done for the other tie rods, just screw one of these 5mm ball ends onto each end and then match it up to the diagram. Okay, so that looks about right. We can always adjust it later, as it does say in the manual to do. And then obviously get this piece we've just made up, and you've got to pop that on. Again, it's a bit of a tight fit, but yeah, just pop that on and that's the end of that step. So there's a lot more going on in step 19, which is, it says is attaching the underguard. Basically it's the battery holder and the steering mechanism. So first of all, we're going to get this part F3, which is like the battery strap, holds the battery in, and then you've got to get this part MB6, and you can see it there, and we've got to screw it into the bottom of this end of the battery holder. And there is a note there showing which way, because there's a hole through the centre of it, it shows which way that goes, because obviously you will be putting an R pin through this, I think. Yeah, and I've just nipped that up, and I think you can probably see the hole in it, and it's got to be aligned up like so, in that direction, so that when we clip it into place we can put a pin through. So now we got to get part D11 and attach this to it, and basically going to fix it with a screw pin into this hole here, and the other end just slots into that the hole at the back there. So get your chrome 3x8 screw pin, and that's going to screw from underneath and into that strap or battery holder, or wherever you want to call it. You can do this up tightly because it just pivots on the plain part of the shaft. It's quite stiff really, but here it works, and then as I said, that just clips into that hole and hold it with a pin. Got that bit of sponge tape there, which is in one of the bags in the kit, and I think it's the one with the zip ties and the double-sided tape, and that's just going to go, as it shows, onto that part right there. There you go. Okay, so we're just going to move the manual out of the way because we're going to mount these now onto the underside of the chassis with 10 3x12 self-tappers. I'm going to put F11 on first. Make sure you get to the end of your tie rod there and attach that to the servo, or the servo saver. Easier said than done. And now we've got to get these 3 holes, that one, that one and that one, lined up with the 3 holes on the chassis, only located in one place. And it's simply your 3 self-tappers, one in each of those holes. Like so. So there it is in place, and it looks like we've got the geometry set up, but the length's right for the tie rod and the way we set up the servo, because this link here is in line with the body. So yeah, that's turned out pretty good. What we've got to do now is fit part D11, and this should be quite easy to locate onto those brackets at the back that hold the suspension. So there's 2 holes each side that we've got to put screws in, and then we've got again 1, 2 and 3 holes at the front. Just show you those screws. There they are, so we'll just get those done up, and that's the end of the step. Step 20 is attaching the upper arms. Again, quite simple. You need to make 2. Obviously I've already done the 1, match it up to the diagram, and it's just the 3x35 bar, and again 2 of those 5mm ball ends, and you know the drill. Screw them against each other, measure them up, and then we've got to fit them onto these 2 ball joints here on the chassis. So that's just one on that ball joint and the other on the other side. Again, a good push is required, and there you go, that's finished. Step 21 is the steering tie rods. We've just been through it, I'm not going to go through it again. You just need this longer bar. This one's 57mm long, and again, put your ball ends on, match it up to the diagram, make 2 of, and then we'll attach them to the steering bell crank. So there's your steering links, and same as before, easy peasy lemon squeezy, just pop one. Well, it says easy peasy, they are a good push. Pop one onto each of these ball joints. There you go. On to the next step, which is step 22, making up your front axles. As before, I've already done the 1, which is F2, the left hand side, and I've also put the ball joint on. I'll show you how to do that on the next step. So yeah, if you look at the alignment, copy the alignment with the diagram, and that's your left side. For the right hand side, get part F2. Again, you need it that way round with the lug pointing upwards. Get your MB12 upright, and that's got to go again. Copy the diagram, put that into part F2. It does say put some grease on this screw pin, which is the 3x22, but I'm not going to bother because it's just pivoting on that kind of nylon bushing, which is kind of self-lubricating if you ask me. Just put that in and nip it up. So step 23 is making up the front arms. Again, as I said, you need to put on this ball joint with a little cap screw. So that's your ball connector nut, like that, with a hole in the middle of it. So with that lug pointing upwards, you want to put this on the top there in the outermost hole. And that's held with a little 2x8 cap screw. Now that does actually, you need to thread it through the nylon of the upright. So like I say, you've got to kind of screw it in to the plastic. Once that's all the way in, screw on your ball nut, and then just nip that up with a wrench. And also I did put a little bit of this thread lock into that ball joint, into the threads on it. So this is the right hand side upright, and get part A2 and make sure you copy the alignments in the diagram exactly. So with this straight side facing towards you, and the bottom hole there of the upright has got a locate in there between the two holes, and hold that in place with the 3x22 screw pin. Just pop that in, again nip that up, and that's one side done. And then the other side, the left hand side, is part A3. Again, copying the alignment, you want the straight side, not the angle side, pointed towards you. Get the left upright, again with the steering arm pointing backwards. Bottom hole lines up in the holes in the wishbone. And because I've lost a screw pin, I've had to use an old one. I found an old one. I don't know what's happened. I think it went on the floor, never to be seen again. But yeah, so same as the other side. Nip that up. And yeah, there's your steering arm when you're finished, or I should say your wishbone or your front arms. And now in step 24, we're going to attach those front arms we've just made to the chassis. So get the right hand side, make sure that your steering is kind of upside down and pointing backwards with the ball joint pointing down. Again, the straight piece of the arm at the front, and that simply pokes into that hole in the chassis there, and it just sits into that sort of indentation there. The other arm again with the steering arm pointing backwards, ball joint pointing down, slot that into there, and that goes into the other slot. They will fall out if you don't hold them in place. And then it's plastic part A7, and that's going to hold it all together with a bit of luck. So pop that at the front, and then guess what, it's 3x12s, one in that hole, one in that hole, and one at the back. So with that firmly fixed into place, all we've got to do now is get the tie rods or steering rods, and again attach them to the ball ends. You can use pliers if you're having trouble getting these on. So yeah, I couldn't do it, it was hurting my fingers, so I've got my pair of pliers. Yeah, that was a lot easier. Just finish off with the other side. There we go. And that, my friends, is the end of step 24 and the end of all the parts in parts bag B. So you know what that means. This is where I have to thank you for following along. I hope you found something useful. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. It does help my channel out if you do. And hopefully I'll see you on part 3 where we get onto parts bag C. Thanks again. Bye.